Hey guys, Zach here with Run Repeat. Today I will be reviewing the Nike Zoom D track spike. The Nike Zoom D track spike is a Nike entry-level distance track running spike. I have ran multiple races in these and many workouts. The races were anywhere from 800 meters to 3,200 meters, and workouts anywhere from 200 meter intervals to mile repeats. I could say this spike is good for runners who has a decent amount to much experience in track spikes, but I wouldn't exactly call it entry level. It doesn't have, crazy amount of cushioning, anything like that. But it's a good average spike, but nothing too exciting. So first impressions. In terms of looks, the spike has a very simplistic design, as you could see. It has multiple colorways. I purchased pretty much all white with the black logo. The spike, in my opinion, does have a kind of cheap look to it and kind of a cheap feel. I wouldn't say cheap, but a basic feel. There's nothing too exciting about it, but it gets the job done. It definitely does. Now the midsole. In terms of midsole, there isn't much to say because it's a track spike and it isn't meant to have a lot of midsole. But with the midsole that there isn't anything too impressive about it, but it gets the job done. Like I said, this is a basic spike. It is a full-length Cushlon foam, which it's meant to be more responsive, and it has some cushioning at the heel, definitely. But once you start getting down here, it's not that much. It gets the job done. It's good. So the ride of the spike. The overall ride of the spike as well, but there was not anything aggressive about it. It just felt like an average spike on foot. It felt like you had to do all the work, like there was no push off with the spike plate. As I stated before, it did well from distances from 800 to 3,200, and it felt fine in almost every workout. It's just there wasn't any pop to it, nothing aggressive. Felt pretty basic, but it was good. It got the job done, and nothing you could really complain about. In terms of the upper and breathability and stuff like that, it was great. It was fine, as it should be for a spike. The spike is an engineered mesh upper, and it has these little overlays that basically holds the midfoot in place a little better, and it makes it secure while being breathable. It's a very basic engineered mesh upper, and all it really is just simple holes. Like you could see my fingers going through it, but it definitely made it very breathable. Like back here, you could definitely see the holes. Pretty basic, but it was good. It got the job done. In terms of flexibility, the spike was very good, as it should be for a distance spike. The spike plate is set strategically on the outsole so that it flexes right where you want it to during a race. So, and then you could flex off like that. So it was pretty good. Flexibility, pretty good as it should be. In terms of comfort, the spike had a good amount of comfort. Once it finally got broken in though, it did take a couple of races and workouts for it to get broken in, but once it did, it felt exceptionally good. Although for me, I must have pretty sensitive feet because after any race, my feet felt bad and were definitely sore after racing, and they were never left really feeling good, but I guess that happens with most spikes. But still, I feel like a little more midsole would have been fine, but it's whatever, it got the job done. And definitely towards the last couple of races I ran in these, it felt fine. There wasn't any pain or anything like that. So in terms of price, the price of the spike when it came out was $90, which I feel is a little too expensive for these spikes in my opinion, since they're just a pretty basic spike, There's nothing, too crazy in the specs or the engineering about it. I would put them personally around the $75, $80 range, but the spikes do well, and $90 isn't too crazy. You're gonna use it, they get the job done. So spikes, $90, it's okay, it's good. In terms of the outsole or the traction, the shoe had pretty good grip on the track. The spike plate had great grip even when it was wet or flooded. The plate isn't as aggressive or well engineered as the higher costing spikes such as the Victory 3. As you could see, kind of has a basic design. The larger holes provides more flexibility, and the smaller ones is for stiffness. So it's engineered to where you need the stiffness and the flexibility. You know, it doesn't have to pop or the little snap off as the more higher costing aggressive spikes, but it does fine. It also features a shark skin heel pad that goes from the midfoot to the heel area, which also adds more grip, but this does wear down. Definitely a lot. This does a tiny bit. As you could kind of see right there, it's starting to wear out a little bit, but nothing too crazy, but this definitely wears out. But it had good grip, and as it should, and it was good. Nothing to complain about. For $90, it was good. So in conclusion, the spikes are a good average and will definitely get the job done. Like I said, the shoe has kind of a basic look, basic feel, a little cheaper feel, and a little cheaper look, but it does provide good cushioning, good flexibility, and breathability. You know, for $90, it's worth it. It won't disappoint, you know, it gets the job done. And if you're not an elite runner, you know, if you're just like a high school athlete or a college athlete, this would do good. This would do fine if you don't want to pay a lot of money. Obviously, you're not getting the extremely astounding technology as like the Victory 3, you know, with the aggressive spike plate, or like the Victory Elite spikes with the carbon fiber plate, you know, but those cost, you know, $130, $120, where these cost $90 and it gets the job done. So if you're not willing to pay the $120, the $130, and you want something just more basic, then this is fine. You know, nothing too crazy, and it's good. It'll get the job done. I hope you enjoy the review, and if you want to check out more shoe reviews, you could go to the Run Repeat YouTube channel or website to find more reviews that will definitely help you. Thank you.